woman looked panicked and put the bag in her hand into the station locker. Soon a janitor comes and stops at the locker, and the police swarm in to open the locker, only to find that the bag inside is gone. The woman's rich husband was kidnapped. She came over to save the ransom, and the kidnappers did not even see it, but the ransom has disappeared. At this time, the positioning device inside the cell phone began to move. Original, the kidnappers had punched a hole in the locker connecting to the ground. Adam was woken up by a ringing phone and thought to himself, "Who am I? Who am I? Where am I?" Staggering, Adam picked up the phone. The phone segment said the money has arrived. You look after the home. Signal is not good. Adam blindly said a few sentences, but also really muddled through. At this time, Adam, for what happened, really cannot remember. He rushed to check the warehouse, found completely closed, only an electronic lock door exit. Adam is considering how to escape when the warehouse came a yell and someone else. Adam ran over to see that it was a bald Tom who was tied up. He anxiously asks Tom what happened here, and the tied-up Tom unsurprisingly loses his memory, just like Adam. He told Adam to let himself go, but just as Adam was about to untie himself, another Jake appeared and told Adam to stop. He says that I don't remember what happened, but he was able to be tied up, so that means there must be a reason. It makes sense when you think about it. It turns out that in addition to the three of them, there was a curly-haired Renee who was shot and held up on the railing, and a Nick with a broken nose. Everyone seems to have lost their memories at the same time and forgotten who they are. Jake found a gas storage tank on the ground and made the mistake of taking another sniff and barely gave it a sniff. It seems that the gas has caused the group to temporarily lose their memories. They start searching the entire warehouse, and inside the locker, they find the body of a security guard at the scene, along with a newspaper. The newspaper says that a mall owner and accountant were kidnapped 2 days ago, and the mall security guard is missing. And now there are 5 people in the warehouse, so now at least 3 people could be the kidnappers. At this point, Nick wants to call the police by phone, but the phone line is pulled by Jake. A kidnapping without the kidnappers, and a gas leak causing the 5 people in the warehouse to not know each other's identities. As Nick prepares to use the phone, Jake goes and pulls the cord, stating that he can't contact the outside world right now because no one knows each other's identities. The 3 of them come to an agreement not to let go of the tied-up for now and form a temporary alliance to figure out how to get out first. The tied-up naturally form affection, and Renee, who is handcuffed, signals to Tom that there is a gun on the ground. Tom struggles to move his steps, but doesn't want to knock over the bottle on the counter, attracting the attention of the other 3. Everyone sees the gun and swarms over it, as the delicate balance may shift because of a gun. Eventually, Adam grabs the gun for temporary safekeeping. As everyone is at an impasse, the phone rings again, and it turns out there is a backup phone. They get Adam on the phone, and the person on the other end says to be back by sundown, leaving them little time. That's when Nick pulls Jake in and says he remembers that Jake was kidnapped by them. With time running out, Jake chooses to trust Nick. They rescue Adam and attack him from behind. But Adam, who has a gun, still has the upper hand. When pressed to follow up on all of Nick's story, he realizes that regaining his memory was just Nick lying. After Nick quiets down, he is attracted to the light above his head and looks over to see that there is another ventilation window at the head of the warehouse. Could there be a way out there? They use the wheelie principle to pull Adam up. As Adam pulls out his gun and prepares to crack the glass, suddenly snippets of memories come flooding back, and it seems to be the robber. But the truth is that Adam falls, landing hard on the ground and dropping the gun on the windowsill above. At this point, Nick gloats, while Jake keeps taking care of Adam because he believes that he and Adam were the ones who were tied down. Without the threat of Adam's gun, Nick releases Tom and sort of finds his alliance. There is a commotion from outside, and everyone looks through the doorway to see a car. Tom pulls out a piece of glass and reflects the sun's rays on the vehicle outside. He wasn't playing a prank, he was asking for help. However, the vehicle outside didn't even seem to notice them and drove straight away. Several people gathered together helplessly, and now they could only wait for the kidnappers to return before the truth could be revealed. But who lives and who dies when they return? The police follow the tracker in the trap to a bar. The locator is found inside a pickup truck, which has obviously been tricked. The police have found out about the kidnappers. They're an international terrorist organization. The kidnappings never leave anyone alive, but there is good news in that they have an undercover agent inside the organization. Strangely enough, it's been 3 weeks since he's reported back, unaware of his death. The police received a report of an anomaly at a factory in the suburbs. They rushed there immediately. Several people in the warehouse to do a good trap. At this time, they have no enemy. They all have a unified goal: go out a few people on their own. Kidnappers back? Open the door, they extinguished the lights inside. But outside, the kidnappers invested Mustache, but found the iron door fell on the iron pieces. He perceived that something may have happened. Warehouse inside, a chaotic Tom killed Mustache with people quickly controlled the situation. It turned out that Adam is really the robbers. In the conversation with the Mustache, he remembered the whole process. They kidnapped the owner of the mall. Jake and accountant Nick shot the security guard. As Mustache and the others go to pick up the ransom, Jake breaks free from the ropes, and a few of them get into a messy fight, accidentally knocking over the gas bottle. Because of the gas, they briefly lose their memory. After the memory loss, Adam seems to have recovered his conscience. He advises the Mustache guy not to kill them and just take the money. Mustache says, "I won't kill them because you did it." Adam took Jake and Nick outside. The police radioed the kidnappers to inform them that there was an undercover agent inside and to be careful when they acted. A call is heard by the kidnappers as well. Two gunshots outside attracted the Mustache guy out, and the Mustache guy directly asked Adam, "Are you a cop?" Adam's previous memories come flooding back. It turns out that he really seems to be an undercover agent. When the Mustache guy was ready to do it, Jake and Nick rushed out, and the guys wrestled again. Nick was shot, and the Mustache guy was killed by Jake. The police arrived at the scene and quickly took control of the situation. Thought that was the end of it. Everyone wondered why Adam had been out of touch with the organization for 3 weeks. Adam couldn't say until he saw Jake's wife, and it finally hit him. It's not true that he's a cop, and it's not true that he's an undercover agent, but he and Jake's wife are the real main culprits in this kidnapping. To be able to be together in name only, to cheat the insurance.